Why did we call it the Bamboo Manager Project? There's a long version and a short version for this one, but I'm just going to give you the short version. The original title came out of an exercise that I used to do in class with my students, where we'd be thinking about what would be good advice to give to a stage manager. And the original idea was be like bamboo. And eventually, when I set up the Bamboo Manager Project in 2017, I took that name and evolved it through to the Bamboo Manager Project. But what does that mean? What is bamboo management, for goodness sake? Well, we have 3 words that are our motto, our manifesto, our hashtag. Pick any one of those that you like. And they are flexible, adaptable, and sustainable. Now, clearly, they're 3 qualities of bamboo. But I also think they're 3 really great qualities for a young manager in the creative industries. Flexible, well, yes, flexible is good because we need to be flexible in our working practice. But one of the key things about the flexibility of bamboo is that it bends but doesn't break. And I think that's really important. We don't want people to be broken. That is not a good thing. The second thing is adaptable. Yes, we need to be adaptable in our working practice and be able to work in different situations. Every show is different, every company is different, every journey is different. And then our last word is sustainable. And originally I chose sustainable because I was thinking about the environment and the amount of trees that we cut down. I've gone fully digital now in my stage management practice. But now actually I think of sustainable in terms of my mental health, and that it's equally as important to sustain our physical health and our mental health. And that's why we're called the Bamboo Manager Project. What do we do? And more importantly, why do we do it? We are an online educational platform for managers in the creative industries. We have a variety of services that we offer. Some are online courses, some are in-person courses. It just depends on what it is that you are looking for. We started this to provide accessible and inclusive training for people who normally wouldn't have access to it for a variety of reasons. If you want to study stage management currently, your options are to start from the beginning and work your way up, or to go to drama school. And I was convinced there was a third way. And what we do is we provide that third way by allowing you to study at your own pace. It's all online, but backed up by tutorials with me. So how do our courses work? Well, they're all fully online. So when you join a course, you get sent a link to a virtual learning environment, and from there you can access the course anytime you want, 24 hours a day. Obviously, you need access to a laptop and a good internet connection, but you can work at your own pace, supported with tutorials from me. Now, in the tutorials, we can talk about anything. We can do a deep dive into a particular aspect of the course, or something else that's caught your eye and you want to talk about further, or we can talk about your own practice as well. Our original course is Stage Management 101, and this was the course that I always envisaged writing when I was imagining that we would have an online educational platform. Now, Stage Management 101 is designed for somebody who has maybe got a little bit of experience but hasn't studied the theory in the classroom. The content is very similar to what you would get if you went to a specialist drama school. And in fact, actually, the joy of it being online is that you can have the updated versions of all things via hyperlinks. So especially in some aspects of our industry that are changing pretty quickly, the health and safety, the new world of intimacy direction and fight direction, you can have access to all the latest materials that way. Now, Stage Management 101 takes you all the way through from literally before auditions through to closing. And we look at it through the role of the assistant stage manager, and we cover all of the things that they would be expected to do. The deputy stage manager, with a concentration there on creating your calling script and actually calling the show, through to the stage manager and the role that they provide backstage. I have to say, I think it's a really great course, and that's what the students who have done it already have to say. But I'm kind of bound to say that, aren't I? If you are an intermediate level stage manager, then stage managing musicals and opera could be the course for you. Now, in this course, we go through all of the differences between working in musicals and opera and all the extra things that you need to know. I also cover learning to follow music. It's not full-on score reading, but it is enough to get you going so that you can follow a score and then call cues. And there's lots and lots of cueing practice included in the course as well. Now, at the end of the course, if you want to do a cueing test with me, we can do that with either a musical or a piece from an opera. But that's totally up to you. Management mentoring sessions are our newest offer, and they kind of cover a whole range of things. And these are one-to-one, confidential, bespoke to you sessions with me. So what kind of topics do we cover in management mentoring? Well, we cover things like your career, CV review, interview prep, do quite a lot of interview prep, and also looking at different maybe management challenges that you're facing. One of the other aspects of management mentoring is dissertation support. And this is something that I really love doing. And dissertation support could be as simple as you need to have a session in order to go through your options of your topics and you want to try and narrow it down a bit. Or it could be all the way through, from deciding a topic through to researching and looking at primary research, secondary research, all the way through to final proof editing and handing in. Just depends on what you need. Slightly different course now, which is called Introduction to the Production Process. And I wrote this course not just for stage managers, but also for maybe directors or artistic directors, producers who are just starting out, to give you an overview of the entire production process. It does include quite a lot of paperwork ideas of things that you can use to streamline your production, but also it gives you a real sense of what it takes to get a show from auditions through to opening. If you're right at the beginning of your stage management journey, what is stage management might be of interest to you. And that again is an hour with me online, and I'll talk you through the different stage management roles. I'll talk to you about the qualities that make a great stage manager, and then we can have a really good chat about whether or not you think it's what you want to do. I can also offer you some advice on choices of drama schools if that's something that you are interested in. Currently, I don't have a specific management course. I did have, and I've decided to take it off sale at the moment and to rework it. But if you had a management issue in the meantime, then hop on to the management mentoring sessions and we can talk about that specific issue. What else do we do? Well, there are two main strands to the other part of our work. One is me as a guest lecturer going into classrooms talking about stage management or management in the creative industries, and I either do that in person or I also do it on Zoom. I'm also often a guest on a variety of podcasts and webinars talking about all things management. The second thing we do is we work as educational consultants, either with universities or with organisations, in order to create training programmes for them. This is a really exciting aspect of our work and takes us all across the world. Hopefully some of this has given you an insight into the world of the Bamboo Manager project. And if there's anything you'd like to talk to us about, then please get in touch.